What's going on, guys? Today we're going to get some more work done on the 90 Civic Si. My last video I installed the Jackspania racing harness and thermostat cover. We did some cleaning up of the engine bay, tucking some wires, and today we're going to continue along with another part by Jackspania. On this engine it's a generic header. I'm not sure of the brand, it's one that I've had for a while. We're going to replace that with the unequal length header that they offer. This is a complete unit. It comes with the header. It has a V-band connection at the base of it. It also comes with a telescopic test pipe. Included will be the bolts for mounting the header to the test pipe and mounting the back of the test pipe to your catback exhaust. Some modification may be necessary depending on your setup. Mine should work relatively well, especially since I have a test pipe in there already. May need to shorten or lengthen the new one, we'll see. But it has the exhaust gasket, the donut gasket for the front of the header, which will bolt up and fit perfectly fine there also. The only thing that it does have that's missing, it has a bunch of these exhaust, the O2 sensor / air fuel ratio bungs. This one doesn't have one. There's another one there that's not included, so you may need to plug one up. I am just going to run one at the base here, which is going to be my 4-wire heated O2 sensor. This one I'll plug up. Luckily, I've kept some of these in the past. I believe you can purchase these online if you need them. Just a spare one, but you may need to do something depending on your setup and get one of those plugged up. But let's get this installed. Not too difficult of an install. I already have an aftermarket traction bar, so the room won't be an issue, nor do I have AC, or this model doesn't have power steering. It should be easy to get this thing put on when you figure out. I'll show you what we're going on with my setup underneath, but let's get started really quickly, get this bolted up and see if we can get it started. The muffler setup that's on here is just a straight pipe all the way back, and I have it coming out really far on this passenger side. I have an old video, I'll put that up here in the corner. You can watch it if you're curious. I used to have a PCI diffuser back here, and so that's why I had the muffler shop route this out the edge here, but it fit really well, and I didn't have any issues with that. So that's what's still currently on the car. I haven't had a chance to remove it or fix it or change it. I just haven't had any reason to, but it's gonna be probably really loud. It has been loud, especially with the Sohc. It actually sounded really cool when it had the B20 in there. So I have here, this exhaust setup right here came off of a CRX that was K-swapped. A friend was partying one out and I bought the whole car. So the axle back will fit. I measured it up. It's the same size. I don't like these mufflers. These are usually trash. They're really, really loud. I bought a Blocks. Let's see the logo there. This is an SL Sport muffler. I want to get this replaced in place of that and have this put on as a secondary exhaust. That way I can keep either this one if I want to just run something loud and obnoxious, or if I want to keep it really low key and a lot quieter, put this on there. But I'm going to keep both. I want to have both options to run on the car depending on my mood or just what I feel like running at the time. So I'll probably have that finished before the end of the video as well, to get to the muffler shop, but we're gonna get this put on today and see how it sounds initially. Hoping everything bolts up with my current exhaust setup and the test pipe isn't too big or too long. But I'll make sure I get you some updated footage of how that's working out underneath the car. Okay, quick update. About 30 minutes later, we got the header on already, and this was a very easy install. This thing fit very, very nicely. Zero issues because I don't have the stock fans or the cooling fan. Now underneath with the V-band, I put it underneath here. There's plenty of room for the O2 sensor behind the axle. I don't have it tightened up yet. Everything in here is not tight yet. I left everything loose just to line it all up, but it fits perfectly now. And I have a stock mounted exhaust. Like, this is a catback exhaust, so that's a normal spot where it goes. I don't really think I had to pull the test pipe out much, maybe like half an inch. But once I figure out that distance where I like it, I'll just get this welded up so that way that test pipe is now perfect for this header on an EF hatchback, probably even a CRX if that's the case. I don't know if it'll work perfectly there, but I don't plan on changing it and then moving it to a different car. So now I'm gonna bolt everything up, get the O2 sensor plugged back in, and I think we could be able to give it a start, see how it sounds initially. And then I don't think I'll have time today, but we'll get that muffler put on, and it'll all be part of the same video, but we'll get that put on and get put together and get some more sound clips. All right, everything's tightened up. The test pipe is on, it's not welded together. Let's give it a start for the first time today. Might take a moment to start. It always kind of does on cold starts. Warm up completely and double check all of the nuts and bolts, make sure everything's okay, and then we can rev it up and I'll try to get some sound clips as well. Here I got the CRX axle back bolted up and it fits just fine. It doesn't line up well with the B pipe, but I just bolted up one bolt. I'm gonna take it to the muffler shop, see if we can get that blocks muffler welded on and the test pipe welded up. Here's a look after the muffler shop. We got that blocks SL Sport muffler put on, lined it up really nicely too, not sitting crooked. And I went with some extra piping and I had him just put it on there and cut it at a 45 degree, and I like the way that looks. Looks clean, simple. It just adds a nice touch to this muffler setup. One issue that I did not like when I had this installed, the piping from right here, it actually comes down, and it was actually angling down more. So when I took it to the muffler shop, I asked him if he could level it out, that way it's not angled down and it would bring the test pipe up at the same time. And so what he did, you can see it in there, he went in, I told him, I was like, yeah, go ahead and cut it and then bend it a little differently, remove some material. That way it's a little tighter fit and it actually sits almost parallel with the oil pan. And it has a lot more clearance now, because I was scraping the flange every time I would go on my driveway, and just on bigger bumps I was afraid it was going to catch and potentially damage it, or just mess up the exhaust system. He welded up the test pipe for me where I had it set up, and it's nice with the flanges. Both of those are they can spin around at any angle you want, so it's easy to just put them on the sides. But everything came out really nice. I'm really happy with how the exhaust setup and the header look on here and sound on here. that wraps it up, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the products. I'm really happy with how this entire muffler and header setup came out. Car is moving along pretty well with what I'm doing to it, the cleaning up of it. I love how clean the engine bay still is. Wiring harness, the header looks awesome in here. Just have a theme of wanting to keep adding little parts here and there. And I'm gonna spend some time now. We got some nice weather out and I want to finish up tucking that wiring. I picked up a Skunk 2 Alpha throttle body. I think I'm just gonna throw it on just to get rid of that. If I can find an OEM one that has the map sensor up here, I'll just obviously throw that on there as well. That Skunk 2 throttle body is not going to do much, but it'd be nice to keep moving along with the cleaning up the engine bay theme. Same with valve cover, maybe oil cap, little things here and there. But hope you guys enjoy the video. Jackspania always coming through some really cool product. This UEL header is awesome. The tucked harness is looking really sharp on here. Handful of parts I have on the EEG at the same time. I really enjoy their products and happy to be collaborating with them and showing you their products. I'm a big fan, obviously have been. I've been using a lot of their different product, and another thing we're going to throw on here is on the EEG, we're going to put on a tucked headlight harness. We'll work on that here shortly. I want to get that finished up and out of the way, but thanks for watching today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we will catch you next time.